there, self-care warriors. Welcome back to Self-Care Haven. Today I want to talk to you about the 5 ways that you can make yourself less appealing to narcissists and how you can turn them off, essentially. Now, while there is no foolproof way that you can turn them off completely, because this may act as kryptonite for narcissists, but it's not a complete cure, 5 ways will help you establish a barrier between you and a toxic individual, and they will be less likely to if you have these safeguards in place. Again, this is not a foolproof plan. There's no such thing as making yourself completely immune to these predators, and some predators will try you even harder when you are a challenging person because they like that challenge. However, there are some ways that you can help to protect yourself in the meantime and protect yourself somewhat. Narcissists even going further with you in the first place. We all want to know how to become immune to toxic or narcissistic people. The types who lack empathy, have a callous sense of entitlement, and a penchant for exploiting others, and for good reason. A recent study showed that those who were involved with pathological narcissists in their relationships reported greater levels of burden, depression, and anxiety. This magical superpower we can use to ward off people looking to drain and exploit us is highly sought after. If we could prevent ourselves from investing years into a relationship with another manipulator, wouldn't we all want to become kryptonite? Yet this immunity to narcissists is a bit of a myth. Most of us will encounter predatory people throughout various stages of our lives, regardless of how empowered we feel or how powerful we become. What will change is how we react to them, what boundaries we set, and our ability to detach more quickly. It's important that you not blame yourself should you come across a toxic person, as even the experts can be duped. There are 5 ways, however, you can make yourself less of an appealing target to narcissists in the initial stages of dating or getting to know them. Although these are not foolproof guarantees that you won't become entangled with another predator, as anyone with empathy can be targeted, they can certainly provide some important shields and additional safeguards on your journey. Number 1. Reserve your empathy, your nurturing, and your emotional responsiveness for people who can reciprocate that and have proven themselves to be emotionally safe. The survivors of narcissists that I've corresponded with are highly empathic, highly sensitive, and compassionate individuals. These are beautiful qualities to have with a fellow empathic partner. However, these qualities, when used in excess, do not bode well when you are with a manipulator, as your empathy will be used against you. As Dr. Robert Hare notes in his book, Without Conscience, psychopaths have an uncanny ability to spot and use nurturant women. That is, those who have a powerful need to help or mother others. Many such women are in the helping professions, nursing, social work, counseling, and they tend to look for the goodness in others while overlooking or minimizing their faults. Quote, "He's got his problems, but I can help him," or quote, "He had such a rough time as a kid. All he needs is someone to hug him." These women will usually take a lot of abuse in their belief that they can help. They are ripe for being left emotionally, physically, and financially drained. If you sense that you are with someone abusive, self-absorbed, or manipulative, or someone who treats your woes and your joys with complete indifference, save your nurturing for someone who does not respond to your empathy and attempts to help with mistreatment, neglect, punishment, and emotional abandonment. Don't be a caretaker to toxic individuals. Take care of yourself and your loved ones who have shown you that they can be trusted. Remember, you don't know how emotionally safe this person is. Until you do know, remain cautious and neutral. Being too maternal, whether you're a man or a woman, or overly emotionally generous with someone you've just met. Number 2, make yourself the first priority. One popular manipulative tactic abusers use is love bombing, flooding you with attention, praise, romantic gestures, adventures, and constant communication with them. They share their experiences freely with you to get you to trust them and reveal your own traumas and triggers. Research shows that this escalating personal self-disclosure can actually enhance the sense of intimacy between two people. This false sense of intimacy can be alluring when you aren't prioritizing your sense of safety or you're looking to fill an emotional void. Narcissistic partners want to take up a lot of your time in the early stages so that they can get you accustomed to depending on them as a source of validation, comfort, and a sense of purpose. They make you a priority during the honeymoon phase so that you can start to make them the center of your world. Once you're sufficiently invested, they will withdraw and devalue you. One way to prevent this cycle from beginning in the first place is to prioritize yourself, your own safety, your own self-care, your own goals. Allocate time very sparingly to strangers and do not spend a lot of time and energy on someone in the early stages of getting to know them. There is absolutely no rush to reveal your innermost secrets and insecurities to people you've just met. In the early stages of dating or getting to know someone, slow down the process and physical intimacy. What do you usually do? When you make yourself less available, abusers tend to show their true colors. They will either back off because they will realize that you're not an easy target, who will give them constant narcissistic supply, praise, ego strokes, admiration, sex, resources, or they'll become enraged that you're not giving them your full attention and all of your time. This will also prevent them from being able to take up a space in your life without earning it with organic consistency and integrity over time. Step number 3, create financial independence and success, and use these wisely. Although there are also many narcissists and sociopaths who can leech off independent victims, financial independence can help when it comes to your ability to leave a toxic situation promptly and effectively. When you don't depend on anyone else to make money, and you use your abundance to take care of yourself and not predators, you will always have the ability to control your own future. This is power, and pathologically envious narcissists are often turned off by it because it means they cannot easily control a victim. Take time to advance your professional goals, build good credit, have a home of your own, and earn an income which fits the lifestyle and freedom you wish to achieve. Avoid giving out loans or being excessively generous to people who take a heightened interest in your income. This means they're out to use you. You can make it clear you're independent without offering up your resources. When you have your own mission, your own goals, your own dreams, your own career, and abundance, you don't have to live in fear of the narcissistic partner taking these away from you or lower your own standards for what you expect out of a relationship just to have someone contribute to your life financially. Number 4, demonstrate boundaries and your capacity to leave a toxic situation early on. If you do decide to disclose anything to a potential dating partner early on, let it be a demonstration of core beliefs, values, and experiences which convey a strong sense of self and boundaries. You don't have to actively verbalize how strong and powerful you are. After all, narcissists tend to see through this. When you can show someone, you can show them by how you've handled situations in the past or by the beliefs that you espouse. Without going into great detail, only briefly disclose experiences which hint at you exiting toxic situations with fervor and speed, which vividly capture the fact that you can cut ties without much regret. A stable, healthy, and empathic partner will be intrigued by this, while a narcissistic partner will find it repugnant because they know they can't exploit you for long. A narcissist will assume that if you are a spiritual or empathic person, for example, that your high sense of morality and conscientiousness would prevent you from leaving them even when they mistreat you. As Dr. George Simon notes in his book, In Sheep's Clothing, manipulative individuals look for conscientious people who are prone to rationalizing an abuser's behavior or sympathizing to the point of making themselves vulnerable to further exploitation. As he says, you might be the kind of person who is too willing to give a would-be manipulator the benefit of the doubt. When they do something to hurt you, you may be too ready to see their side of things and too willing to blame yourself when they go on the attack and throw you on the defensive. Discovering your beliefs and core values are one of the ways a manipulator finds out whether you're just the type they're looking for. If asked about your spiritual beliefs or anything that could help a narcissistic partner assess the level of guilt you might feel at not forgiving them or letting bygones be bygones, or even your beliefs about soulmates, twin flames, be sure to qualify your response with appropriate limitations. For example, once when I was asked by a pathological liar whether I believed we are all connected, I responded with, I believe some people are less connected than others. Needless to say, this highly manipulative individual was not a fan of this response. When you are able to show that your morality and your integrity does not prevent you from getting rid of toxic people from your life, you are more likely to be seen as a difficult target. Number 5, have a fulfilling life and healthy self-image outside of being in a relationship. Regardless of your relationship status, you should invest time in creating a beautiful life for yourself, which excites you outside of any relationship. This means having support networks, good friends, hobbies, goals, passions, interests, and a career which will give you a sense of purpose and meaning that will carry you through life with a renewed sense of curiosity, inspiration, determination, and drive. Having this fulfilling existence and a healthy self-esteem rids you of the need to have a relationship simply for the sake of having a purpose, and to settle for toxic ones just to avoid being alone. As clinical psychiatrist Dr. Dale Archer notes, love bombing is ultimately more powerful when we distrust our own value and worth, whether it's because we haven't yet healed our wounds or because of circumstances of grief and loss which have left a void we want to fill. He writes, on paper, the folks who are targeted are attractive, but something makes them doubt their value. Along comes the love bomber to shower them with affection and attention. The dopamine rush of the new romance is vastly more powerful than it would be if the target had a healthy self-image, because the love bomber fills a need the target can't fill on his or her own. When you cultivate a positive self-image, you are less likely to feel as enamored by someone simply because they flatter and compliment you, because you will already be confident in your own skin. You will already be aware of the valuable assets and amazing traits you bring to the table. It is when you are trying to escape from something that you are even more likely to continue to try to get a positive return on a toxic relationship, because you feel it is your only source of fulfillment and validation. However, when you have a strong sense of security from within, you can at least have a solid foundation of knowing that you are not the problem should you be mistreated, and that you are in fact worthy of healthy, loving relationships. Such a life liberates you from not chasing toxic people who have proven themselves to be detrimental to your well-being, because once you feel fulfilled on your own, you are less likely to keep people around who do not add to your existing happiness. So I hope you've enjoyed this article. If you want to read the full article, you can go to the link in the description box below. I hope you have more thoughts on how to turn off a narcissist, a sociopath, or a psychopath. Please do share them in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, your insights, your ideas. Thank you again for all of your supportive comments. I look forward to talking to you soon. And until next time, take care.